Now, let's take you away from China, where the Tigers are still hoping to get their first win to the continent now, as Nigerian contingent is back in the country after their participation ending in second position of the 12th African Games in Rabat, Morocco. Let's join Ayodeji Makinde for the recap.
Team Nigeria arrived Abuja Sunday after settling for a second-place finish at the 12th African Games in Rabat, Morocco. The country's weightlifters turned up with the most medals by any sport with 47, including 16 gold, as Nigeria displaced South Africa with 46 gold, 33 silver and 48 bronze behind the virtual champions Egypt, who won 173 medals over 2 weeks.
The ministry, as a deliberate policy, have supported federations with capacity. The results culminated to a more competitive approach to finding athletes that will represent Nigeria. And this is what has translated to the modest achievement that we have.
Over 6,500 athletes from 54 countries competed in the 12th edition of the Fiesta, which officially closed on Saturday amidst fanfare. The game's flag was handed over to Accra ahead of the 2023 showpiece.
All right, 127 medals for Nigeria. It's a big one. I hope they get to prepare better next time and come out probably first. Let's see how we explore other game events and get more medals, gold medals particularly, to progress on the log. Now, Team Nigeria produced African champions in Morocco in wrestling, weightlifting, table tennis, badminton, hurdles, other track and field sports, as well as football. Minister of Sports and Youth Development, Sunday Dare, believes it was a good outing for Nigeria.
Team Nigeria put on a ruthless execution of skills. We've seen a few other sports that have increased our prospects for the 2020 Olympics: badminton, table tennis, wrestling, weightlifting. What else do you want to say? 46 gold medals, 33 silver, 48 bronze, second after Egypt. That is a superlative performance, incredible, and I congratulate Team Nigeria.
All right, when do we start planning for Tokyo 2020 Olympics?
I think the planning has started. I think that Morocco was our dress rehearsal. The moment they take 1 or 2 weeks break, we'll continue with the qualifiers. Those who have qualified for Olympics will continue with their training. We'll work with the federations to implement the Olympic training plan, because already I'm sure there is one already. We'll just move to implement it faithfully, beginning from sometime mid-September this year.
All right, I told you that my guest will be a gold medalist at the just concluded African Games, but he's a coach. That's the coach of the champions, the Falconets, Coach Christopher Danjuma is in the studio now. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
All right, you just listened to the minister who said the Nigerian contingent put up a superlative performance in his own words. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I will not agree less with him because I was there live and direct. It was a performance of honor and prestige. Winning because you're a Nigerian, winning because you want to, above all, project the name of Nigeria as a great country. So every athlete there went there and put the best beyond just making name for themselves, but lifting the name of the country.
Well, as a Nigerian now,
yes.
Are you satisfied with that position? We're talking about second position, but not less than 100 medals below the first position.
I think we need to learn to appreciate coming second in things. Every time when you are not first in Nigeria, people think you've not done your best. It's one thing to sit back and judge people from the result they bring. Another thing to be at the venue or at the arena when things are happening. You need to see how much effort or what it takes people to make medals. Then you will appreciate them beyond the issue of position.
All right, we appreciate the team, actually, and we hope for better next time. The second position is not a very bad one at all. Now, for the first time, Nigerians under-20 girls Falconets emerged champions of the women's football tournament of the 12th African Games in Rabat, Morocco. The Chris Danjuma-led girls edged their counterpart from Cameroon 3-2 on penalty shootout. The keenly contested game between the two teams had earlier battled to a 1-1 draw, and a group match 8 days earlier ended goalless after regulation and extra time. The starred Bobkar Amar outside Rabat. The victory was the first goal for the Falconets at the African Games in 12 years, having not qualified for the 10th edition in Mozambique in 2011 and finishing outside the medals range in Congo, Brazzaville 4 years ago. Now, coach, a 12-year jinx has been broken by your team this time around. What did you do differently? Was it just a luck?
Of course, after every competition, coaches will sit, you take stocks and see areas where you need to improve upon or what went wrong when you were not able to do better than you should have done. Then you go preparing your team with a focus on bettering your position and making sure you surpass your opponents. I think these are the things that we are putting in place. We have a team that has just come from a concluded Under-20 World Cup in France. And some of the members of the team haven't graduated to the Super Falcons, even though most of them did not travel to Rabat. We believe we needed to work more on others by revelation of talents, harnessing them, and with the encouragement that when you do very well, you know that you get to the next level with the senior team. So these are one of the things that spurs the players to say, listen, we want our names to be written in gold. This thing has not come to Nigeria for 12 years. We can be the set that can do it. In Africa, everybody knows that Nigeria has a pool of league that is larger and stronger and more well-organized than any other country. So drawing from all these antecedents, I think it helped us to go there and we know to become nothing but the best in Africa.
And you have become the best indeed, and your plan actually worked out very well for you. Now, what do you aim to do with these girls after now?
The idea of the federation is working on the grassroots, which is what we are doing. If after a World Cup tournament, 4 players could graduate to the senior team and become regular members, the plan of the federation is working. In the great competitions, what the federation wants is build players up so that we can know we have a great future. The ones that has just played in Rabat are part of the people that played in last Under-17, which means we're really improving. And what we plan to do with them is make sure they are nurtured and they mature enough. Not that you play a player today, then you're not hearing her anymore.
Exactly the point. Now,
yes.
What would now be the level of your relationship with this most senior national team, that's Super Falcons now, in terms of relationship between the technical crew?
Yes, it's an excellent one. Thomas has been an excellent person to communicate with. He comes sometimes when you're training, he looks at your training and said, I know this girl is good. And you also see his training and he tells you about a player that you can use in your own category. So we have a very cordial working relationship, very cordial one, which has also which has helped in moving players up, or when he sees players and sees, I think this girl will be good for the Under-20. Very good one.
We'll say congratulations again, and we hope those girls will continue in this form and probably perform better for the Super Falcons. Okay, let's take a break. Coach Chris Danjuma is still in the studio. We'll be back to talk more about football.